And our top story is federal agents say they stopped an illegal firearms scheme in real time at a local post office. 2 people are now in custody. Witnesses say the scene quickly escalated with sirens, undercover officers, and guns drawn outside a busy area. WSAV's Danielle Cobb has more on what authorities say was inside that package and how they tracked it down.
Yesterday, this post office was packed, not with the normal crowd, but federal agents intercepting 2 people wanted for ordering illegal firearm material through the mail.
It was like a movie.
Keishan Patel was stocking shelves at his business 2 doors down from the post office when he heard tires screech and sirens.
I just happened to walk outside and like undercover cops surrounded the car, guns drawn. Never seen anything like that in real life.
It's not a common sight in the area. The United States Postal Inspection Services and Homeland Security were after 18-year-old Brandon Anderson and a woman. Authorities confirmed the 2 were arrested for ordering illegal weapon material through the mail.
There was a notification that there was a parcel that contained illegal firearms or firearm parts. Sadly, people do it more than they should. We see it not as much as like mail theft or drugs in the mail, but guns can be a problem at times. Normally, these are tied to gangs who are trying to get like illegal guns or things like Glock switches, which you've heard about in the media, of course.
Anderson is currently being held at the Beaufort County Detention Center on a felony machine gun possession charge. The woman's identity or charges remain unknown at this time. The 2 await to see if they'll be indicted by a federal grand jury.
Our main goal is to make sure that everyone maintains trust in the mail and know that we're out here actively enforcing the laws that pertain to the mail.
The U.S. Postal Inspector says they often build patterns, and this was one of those cases where there may have been illegal packages in the past, but they aren't revealing any more information at this time as the investigation continues. Danielle Cobb, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Savannah police investigating a late-night shooting on the city's east side. The Savannah Police Department says it happened just after 10:15 last night in the 1200 block of East 33rd Street. Police say a man was shot, then took himself to the hospital. He's now in stable condition. No suspect information has been released at this time, but we are working on getting you those details. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020. And we have new details tonight as 3 suspects behind bars accused of shooting and damaging a Pooler house. The Pooler Police Department tells WSAV it happened early yesterday morning at a home near Garden Acres Way and Crawford Way. No injuries were reported. There were people, including children, inside at the time. Jordan Waltower, Nathaniel Dantzler, and Jaquale Robertson each being charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault and 4 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Now, with some new developments in that man accused in a deadly stabbing of a teenager outside the Whitmarsh Arland Walmart. He appeared in court today as both sides prepare for trial. Delano Middleton is charged with murder in the death of 18-year-old J.T. Schrader following the October stabbing. The defense says they're prepared for trial, but say they're still waiting on additional video footage and documents from Walmart. Investigators say Schrader reportedly kicked Middleton's shopping cart before the confrontation escalated. He later died from his injuries, though the questions remain after his body was cremated before authorities could perform an autopsy despite holds from investigators. Middleton's trial is now set for August 3rd. New tonight at 6, 2 men now facing serious charges after Long County deputies say they uncovered an organized theft ring targeting new home construction sites. Samuel Yeomans and Twain Newton are both facing several charges, including counts of theft by taking, second-degree burglary, criminal damage to property, and violating Georgia's RICO Act. Investigators recovered more than $30,000 worth of stolen items when they served warrants in both Bryan and Liberty counties and say the case revealed a larger criminal operation. This investigation remains active, and the Long County Sheriff's Office says several more people have now been identified as part of that organization. Well, crews are making steady progress battling the massive Highway 82 wildfire in Brantley County. The fire burned more than 22,000 acres since igniting on April 20th. It's now 45% contained. Officials say some evacuation orders are beginning to be lifted as conditions improve, and students will even return to the classrooms on Monday. Now, as crews continue making that progress, firefighters in Savannah back home. Now they're sharing what it was like joining the front lines of one of the largest fires that our region has ever seen. As WSAV's Sarah Smith reports, a team of local firemen worked alongside crews from across Georgia to protect homes and save lives.
The wildfires in Brantley County were unlike anything Savannah firefighters have ever seen, but leadership here with the department tells me they're proud to know they have a group of firefighters who are willing to volunteer their time and energy to serve a neighboring community.
Being immersed in a different community that was going through such a tragedy, it was something that we took personal responsibility to make sure that we were performing at a high level and making a difference in that community.
When Savannah fire crews heard there was a need for volunteers in Brantley County, they answered that call. A crew of 13 Savannah firemen traveled almost 2 hours in 2 brush trucks and stayed there, volunteering their time, energy, and equipment to make a difference. Captain Ryan Stegall says there was a learning curve for his crew.
Certainly nothing I've ever seen before. I fight fire in the city of Savannah, and this was a wildland fire in South Georgia.
But he says he was amazed at how large the response was and appreciated seeing units from all over the state working hand in hand for one common goal, saving life and property.
A lot of people lost their homes in Brantley County, but when a 30,000-acre fire is coming at you with wind direction, you have to do the best you can. The firefighters downrange were a never-ending supply of energy and focus. Did they get tired? I'm sure they did, but they would never tell you. They will work themselves till they can't.
He says most of all, he's thankful to have experienced so much support and appreciation from the community.
Volunteers giving us food and water and making sure we had what we needed. A local church group gave us housing and made sure we had a hot shower every night, a place to sleep, and they even did our laundry. Very moving experience for me, something I'll never forget.
While these firefighters are back serving the hostess city, I'm told if any community, especially Brantley County, is in need of reinforcements, they'll be there. In Savannah, I'm Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.
And just after 6:30 this morning, the Chatham County Fire Department responded to the 1100 block of King George Boulevard for a structure fire. Crews were able to get a quick handle on the situation, helping to limit the damage and prevent that fire from spreading to the nearby vegetation. Officials are reminding residents Chatham County remains under a burn ban through May 22nd. They say even small actions like improper grilling or using a smoker too close to structures or that vegetation can pose some serious fire risks during the dry conditions. Well, happening right now, activists across the country are taking it to the streets for Mayday rallies and protests. Taking a live look right now at Forsyth Park in Savannah, and they're walking from there, a crowd gathering for those Mayday demonstrations. Protesters carrying signs, as you see, calling for higher wages and improved working conditions for all workers. They've got a particular focus on immigrant laborers. May 1st recognized around the world as International Workers' Day. WSAV, as you see, has crew on the scene talking with the attendees. We're going to have a full report tonight on News 3 at 10 and 11. Well, new tonight at 6, a well-known downtown Savannah restaurant that once drew crowds for brunch and nightlife officially closing its chapter. The Ordinary Pub has announced it will not be reopening its doors, ending a decade-long run in downtown Savannah. Owners say the decision comes after the building collapsed during Hurricane Helene back in September of 2024. They've made efforts over the past year and a half to rebuild and return, but the team says it just isn't meant to be. Now they say while the Ordinary Pub is closing, they're looking ahead to their next chapter and inviting the community to follow along. And it's a major new investment headed into Georgia's education pipeline as one of the state's largest aviation companies puts millions towards training the next generation of workers. Gulfstream committing $5 million to education programs across the state, spanning from K through 12 schools to technical colleges and universities. Company leaders say the funding intended to support workforce development in aviation-related fields as demand for skilled labor continues. At Savannah Technical College, officials say the Aviation Training Center currently at capacity. They say plans are in place to expand the facility, which eventually would increase student training capacity.
Investments in labs, equipment, and tools so students are learning on what they'll actually use on day one. That's how you close the gap between education and the workforce.
Officials say that program expected to support some long-term workforce development across Georgia's aviation sector.